I had forgotten that my character was such a huge Star Trek fan. David was kind enough to send the link, so I got to watch the episode for the first time in 20, 30 years, whatever it was.
Yeah.
I also forgot I vomited in the episode. I had not remembered that.
That's right. No, there's a couple of great lines that you deliver. One of them, probably my favorite one, is the old thing. How can you, claim to be? I forget what he was specifically referring to.
How can you claim to be a scientist and not worship at the altar of Roddenberry?
That's exactly right. Did you feel at the time being on Enterprise that may be a little too on the nose for you, or was it like, oh, this is perfect?
You don't always know the reason why you're cast in something. My suspicion is they thought it would be kind of clever to have a Star Trek actor play the part of a Star Trek enthusiast, but I don't know if that's the case. I can't really honestly recall whether I got offered this part or I auditioned for it. It was long ago and far away.
Well, I remember when I got it that they kept saying, John is in Star Trek. John is in Star Trek. They were thrilled that Star Trek was crossing over from where I was. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there are definitely a few Star Trek actors who have, two of your contemporaries, Gillian Blalock and Connor Trinneer, were in the franchise later on. So it was a big deal to have, because Brad Wright is a huge Star Trek fan, so it was a big deal to kind of have that, I don't want to say blessing, but like crossover for the fandoms. Yeah, very much so, because we're getting... we're able to, there's inside jokes between us now where it's all like, you're in that one, but you're also in that one. And oh, he played a really different character over there. And it was nice to actually see your face, John.
Well, thank you. A face that only a mother could love. When I watched the episode, I thought, good heavens to Betsy. It's a wonder I've ever worked at all in this business. My God, have mercy.
Jeez.
You'll notice that Patrick's the one who got to neck with the lady at the end of the episode. I got a bus on the cheek, and
it's from his perspective, So that's how it goes. Patrick, there are a number of fans, Patrick, who look at that episode and say the whole thing is in his imagination. Both of these episodes, they're his daydreams. And I'm like, I would not daydream about putting my pants on backwards. Thank you very much. That's not possible, which happens in the next episode.
That was a good dream for Jay. He got pants on. That was the main thing.
Do you think it's possible that Coombs does not exist at all? Is he fictitious as well?
Like a Cylon in your head?
Didn't they say in the second episode that it proved that the first episode was real?
Yes, because there are episodes later on that reference both of these events. I can tell you that the bad guy who was played by the second bad guy, Michael Adamthwaite, who played Harak in this episode, very much comes back later on in the season. And in the next episode that you were in, Patrick, and you, John, were not in, there are references later on to... deactivating the entire Stargate network, which Patrick's character Jay did. He turned the whole Wi-Fi system offline for the first time in millions of years, and it was hilarious.
It was a good one. It was a fun one.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing? I don't really...
Very bad.
It's very bad.
Okay.
No one could use their Stargate but us, because we manually died.
Not being a Stargate, I won't say a fan, I just didn't watch the show. Probably Patrick has similar experience. You don't always watch everything you're on. So I was completely lost. I had no idea. This gate and the portal and the Harrock and the Zubra and the Galala and I was like, what the fuck? All I had to do is like, I'm scared shitless. That's all I needed to know. And this guy's an asshole. That's it. That's all I needed. The rest of it.
It's funny.
Begin.
Yeah, you're always thrown in if you're an actor into series that you're not familiar with. So frequently it's like, well, I have no idea what's going on here. But
yeah, there were script consultants following us around pretty close on how to say things and how to, react to certain things. And this is a recurring, and this is serious. And because John's absolutely right, you're just thrown into the middle of it, and that skipping rope's already turning, and we just got to jump in there somewhere. The crew knows what's going on. Everyone in the cast does. The catering people know, except John and I were the only two who didn't know.
Yeah, I didn't remember people following around trying to tell us shit though.
I had to say Gould so many times. Gould.
Oh, I do remember that. Yes, there were certain pronunciation issues.
Yeah, I tried to cover my mouth a lot when I would say things or look away. So maybe ADR I could sneak in and get it in there.
Well, at least Patrick, at least in Stargate, like if you leave out an apostrophe, the script coordinator doesn't come over and bash you over the head with the book. In Star Trek, if you change a word, they come after you, don't they, John?
Oh yeah, tell me about it. As scripted, everything as scripted, no improv.
What?
Although every now and again you can kind of slip something in. I famously, although nobody ever catches this, there was an episode in which the character played by the actor Anthony Montgomery, whose name was Mayweather, is in trouble, and I'm in hibernation, and they wake me up in the middle of a deep sleep, and they say, "You've got to come immediately. You have to come immediately. Mayweather's in trouble." Mayweather, where's Mayweather? And I look under the covers as if he's filleting me, and I thought they're never going to let that fly, and it did. Made it into the episode. And I thought, I'll be damned. Every now and again, you can get something in, a joke, but it can't be with you can't change the words.
No, no. I always find it's always good when when the scene's over, if you can tag it, and if the crew laughs, they might keep it in because it doesn't change the scene, but it
That's right.
I can add it out if they want, but you've added a little pepper in there.
Until the directors catch wise, and then suddenly they're not giving you any wiggle room at all.
Cut. Exactly.
Patrick, Jean is describing a scene where he's woken up and he's speaking in Denobulan for a minute, but in the deleted scenes,
Denobulan. My God, you butchered my species.
Denobulan, triaxa. Yes, and in the deleted take, it's with the reel at the end of the year. It's hilarious because they I don't know how many times they went through it, but Jolene couldn't keep a straight face, and Phlox is coming out of being woken up and he goes, "I don't care what it tastes like." And Jolene busted up. Oh, what a role. Guys, I want you, and this is going somewhere. Patrick, when did you first recognize that you were, or that you remember that you recognized that you were making people laugh and could be like, I want to do that again? Where did the spark of comedy, and when did it really hit you? Or was it just something like, I've always intuited this behavior? I'm curious.
Well, I have ADHD, so I'm kind of in tune with being, hey, look at me. And then I realized I better have something to follow it up with if they're going to look, so I started being funny. And I remember I saw a Dick Van Dyke episode one time, and I did the whole thing at dinner to show my family what I'd saw, and everyone was laughing. And in our family, you don't talk or do anything at table. So that was one of those moments going, if I can make them laugh, I think I got a good chance. And I don't know what John was like as a student, but I know if I can make teachers laugh, I wouldn't get in trouble and things like that. So you kind of hone your sense of humor. And then I got into high school play, and I had a very small part, but it was like a funny line, and everybody laughed in the theater. It's like, okay, that, as you said, that moment of, oh, I want to do this some more. I really like this. And then a teacher, oddly enough, took me to see Second City. And I saw Martin Shorten and Catherine O'Hara and John Candy, all of them in the live cast. And I went, oh, no, that's what I want to do, that. And then luckily a few years later I was able to, but I don't know if John's the same way, where sometimes something just sparks you going, oh, it can be like that too. I wasn't big into theater per se. I just wanted to show off.
John?
Somewhat different in that I never really, definitely in school, one, you're trying to make the class laugh. And two, it's your defense against the bullies. If somebody's going to stuff you in the locker, you're going to get 3 fucking quips off, because they eventually say, I don't want to be on the receiving end of a sharp tongue, and they leave you the fuck alone.
You will all work for me one day.
Yes, my comedy tends to be probably overly aggressive, consequently, sometimes. It's also, of course, a matter of taste. I think my wife maybe would have said I was funny 30 years ago. I'm not so sure she would say so now. I don't know that I started thinking in any way, shape, manner, or form that I was particularly gifted as a comedic actor. I was a theater actor, and you have comic roles and you have dramatic roles, and sometimes you're looking to find the comedy in the drama, and you're always looking to find the drama in the comedy. It's a human being who's in a set of circumstances that are demanding, and depending upon whether or not it is written for comic effect or dramatic effect, the script is going to tell you what channel you're working in. So I never tended to think that I was particularly a comedian so much as I was just somebody who was looking to find a way to play the action fully and to be as emotionally invested as I could, and then it takes care of itself.
See, that's the difference there. John's a professional, and he really and he works at this. I think that's why he has a career.
I pshaw, and I would disagree with that. I'm sitting around reading books all day. Ageism. I do think that as you get older, you also reach a point where you simply don't give a fuck what anybody thinks about you. And that is a great liberator if you have a sense of humor.
Thanks for watching this clip from Dial the Gate. You can find the full live stream shows on our YouTube channel or visit dialthegate.com for the complete schedule. See you on the other side.